Deep in the metropolis of Portland, two archaeologists have made a stunning discovery. A discovery that could rewrite history as we know it. This film documents their perilous journey on their search for answers. Several weeks ago, Dr. Tiberius Jones, Harvard-educated archaeologist and part-time graphic designer, stumbled upon a curious structure. Curious indeed, as it is located in the central campus of Portland State University.
Apparently the students here gathered to smoke marijuana and discuss clove legalization, but I saw it, and I just knew, it looked exactly like a replica of Paisley Caves. So obviously I stopped to investigate.
And that's when Dr. Jones found them. Fossilized human feces. Coprolites.
Jones contacted me right away. We're old friends, and I teach at PSU, so naturally I was interested in the idea of cave on the site of PSU. There's a lot of work to be done before we can really say where the coprolites came from. It's very exciting, but it's best to be cautious.
The team's hard work quickly paid off. Upon closer examination, Dr. Jones made a shocking discovery: an intact piece of silk inside the coprolite specimen.
Well, first of all, I was a bit puzzled. Who eats silk? But then it came to me, silk was traded extensively on the Silk Road. But what if the trade route didn't end in China? What if it kept going all the way across the Pacific Ocean? What if the first settlers in Oregon didn't come here by wagon train? What if they came by boat?
The Silk Road was a network of trade routes that connected the ancient world and allowed goods to be traded from Java to Egypt. According to Dr. Jones' calculations, that trade route may have been considerably more far-reaching than previously believed.
Is it true you've discovered evidence that Oregonians have lived here for 2,000 years longer than anyone else in the country?
Absolutely true, not a doubt in my mind.
That's not entirely accurate. We have discovered fossilized feces with traces of thread, but we're still examining.
Is it possible we descended from the Romans?
The Romans did trade on the Silk Road. It's a little too early to say, but I'd say that's not a bad assumption.
Even if we do somehow connect our finds with the Silk Road trade route, which again, it's far too early to know or to draw any conclusions, humans have been in North America, in Oregon at least, for 11 to 12,000 years before present. Coprolites can tell us many things: when humans were occupying the area, what they ate, their travel patterns. Maybe people did travel from Asia 2,000 years ago, but it definitely wasn't the first time.
But what about dinosaurs? What does this tell us about dinosaurs?
Dr. Watson has extensive knowledge of coprolite analysis. Would you consider yourself a coprologist, Dr. Watson?
No, I'm an archaeologist. I've never had the opportunity to study coprolites up close, so it's quite fascinating, but it's a very tedious process. We still don't know anything definitive.
So what exactly are you expecting to find?
Well, coprolites can tell us what people ate, how nutritious their food was, how they cooked their food, where they got their food, etc.
Oh, so you're a nutritionist then?
No, I'm an archaeologist.
Well, Dr. Jones is an expert on ancient trade routes in Europe and Asia. Is it safe to assume these coprolites are evidence of Silk Road trade in Oregon?
Absolutely not. Until we have a date, until we have a species, these may not even be human. We shouldn't jump to any conclusions.
What exactly do you do? It sounds like there's a lot of waiting involved. Isn't there a quicker way of getting results? I once heard about this thing called speed archaeology. Despite Dr. Watson's reservations and slow-paced methods, the team continues with their excavations.
So we're hoping to find more evidence to help contextualize the coprolites that we found. I would love to find another coprolite personally, maybe one with parasite remains, so that could tell us a lot about their diet and diseases. But we're gonna get to work and hope that we find more things.
We've got the past all wrong. Oregonians didn't come here only 200 years ago. They've been here, thriving for over 2,000 years. The Silk Road didn't just stop in China, they kept going. They wanted to know what was out there, and they certainly found it.
Although the investigation shall continue for decades to come, the dynamic duo of Dr. Tiberius Jones and Dr. Jane Watson has certainly opened up an untold chapter in our past. Did ancient people journey across land and sea to settle in Oregon? One unknowing person left this piece of evidence behind, having no idea just how important it would be 2,000 years later.